Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I have a tip for you that I wanted to talk about, which I think is a little bit underrated. The core essence of today's video is going to be a little bit of an argument about why you may want to spend a little bit of extra time typing in exact values into knobs instead of just moving knobs back and forth. Hey guys, I quickly wanted to say that my second masterclass is out now on my Gumroad. It's about 24 hours of edited footage of me making the track that you're listening to right now. So go check it out if you're interested. So what I mean by that is very well illustrated in this patch here. In this patch I had a bunch of different ideas going on. I had a bunch of different sound design concepts. You can see that I'm doing some crazy stuff with the LFO here. And at some point I wanted to do some panning, some alternate panning between left and right for this sound. So the way that I did it is I go in here, I set mod source, and then I went Node Alt 2 for both of them. Node Alt 2 will generate either 1 or 0 depending on which notes is being played. It will alternate between notes, hence the name. And as you can see, I just set it up Node Alt 2 here, going to B pan and A pan. Both of them are bipolar and both of them have an amount of 70. Now, the amount of 70 is very specific here, in the sense that I typed that in. I came up with a rationale on why it should be 70 and not 80 or 60. And obviously the rationale was based on listening to it and listening to what sounded good. But what really did it for me was learning what the different settings are. I first tried, for example, setting it to 100, and then you get something like this. You can hear that it's very much kind of like stereo left or right, and I want it to be a little bit more centralized, but I didn't want it to be too centralized. So let's have a listen to, for example, 50. To me the effect is there, but it's not clear enough. So that's when I went to the next step of looking at, for example, 70. A little bit more than 50. Let's hear what this effect sounds like. Now we can hear that the effect is definitely there, but it's not so stereo as it was before at 100. So that's why I landed on 70. But I think it's important to note that I actually typed in those values and therefore thought about those values. And I think for a lot of people that doesn't really happen. What usually a lot of people will do is they will open up a patch, they will start designing their stuff, and they come around a problem like this and they will say, okay, let's try this, let's try like so, that's too much, let's go back, that's too little, let's go back and forth, stuff like that. They don't type in values like this. So as I said, this forces me to think about what I'm actually doing within my sound design, and I've found that that allows me to learn a lot faster because I'm making conscious decisions on what the sounds that I'm making should actually do. Now another example here is in my gain staging. What I've been doing in this project in particular is, if we look right here, we can see that I end my change with a utility that is set to a specific dB value. We have one here, we have one here somewhere, there's a cloud seed behind it, but that's okay. We have another one here. All of these are for gain staging, making sure that the output of this track peaks right about 0. It doesn't have to be exact, but it needs to be right around there so I can get a value in here which represents the actual peak volume of this sound, instead of it just being a random value that doesn't have any relationship to the actual loudness of the sound. So in these cases, for my gain staging, what I need to do is I need to go into session mode, look at here or here or here or whatever track that I'm actually interested in, usually my leads is where I use this technique, and I need to look at what the peak levels of my tracks actually are to actually find the value that I need to type in. This is another way wherein I'm actually actively looking at information, absorbing information in order to type it out and to remember it and to learn from it. Now I don't want to go on too long for this video because I hope that you guys understand the point at this point in time. The whole idea is that we're learning faster by actively looking into what we're actually doing. So I hope that I could convince you to sometimes reach for the keyboard instead of twisting knobs with a mouse or a controller. If you did enjoy this tip, if you found it helpful, then let me know by leaving a like. And if you're new here and you want to see more of my content, then make sure that you're subscribed. But this is going to be the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.